What is up, guys? My name is Naga220 and welcome to Checkpoint. In today's episode, we're checking out the PC version of Aragami, a stealth action ninja game by Spanish developers Linceworks. Aragami, originally titled Twin Souls: The Path of Shadows, puts you in the shoes of a deadly assassin with supernatural abilities. The developer seemed to have taken a lot of their inspiration from the legendary Tenchu series, which debuted in 1998 and is still highly regarded as one of the best series in the ninja stealth genre. Aragami was released on Steam in early October and has been well received among PC gamers, with mostly favorable reviews. So, without further delay, let's jump in. Okay, this is really cool. Old school animated cutscene. I always love to see newer games using these types of animations for their cutscenes. I like how you transition from red to black when you go into the shadows. Definitely a game mechanic. Why, hello there. Aren't you a sight for sore eyes? Yamiko. Interesting name. I love how they have like the Japanese voiceovers. Just makes it feel that much more authentic. This is weird. Pressing A and nothing seems to be happening. Okay, there we go. Why do I get the feeling that this chick is going to completely screw me over later on in the game? Shadow Leap. Okay, so this looks like the tutorial section of the game, which is pretty cool. I'm guessing the first level it's just going to show you how to play and some of the basic mechanics. So, this explains why the magic glow on the back of my cape just disappears when I walk into the light. And it really takes a long time for it to regenerate. I've gotta say, the art style of this game is really great. Cell shading is something that, if you don't get it right, it just doesn't look good. But I think the developers successfully pulled off the cell shading aesthetic. There are a few minor texture issues. For example, if you look at the snake statue, the textures look somewhat off. But I'm guessing that's due to the fact that this is a fairly small development team. looks really cool. I would have liked if this sword was longer, perhaps? I also need to point out that the sound is amazing in this game. So I'm guessing these Kaio are the main enemies in the game. And by the looks of it, he has a horn on his back, so I'm also gonna assume if they spot you, they're gonna raise an alarm or something, which is very similar to Tenshu. Oh wow, that was a really brutal kill animation. That guy is definitely dead. Just gonna skip that screen, get right into the action. Guy almost spotted me. I don't know about you guys, but when I play these type of stealth games, I just love to clean house. Like, I am literally not going to leave anybody alive. And interestingly enough, there are stealth games which try to encourage players not to kill anyone and to sneak through the entire game, and I'm not really a fan of those. I mean, what's the point in playing a badass assassin if you're not gonna kill anyone? And this sort of system reminds me of my first time with Dishonored, when I went through the entire game killing people only to realize that the ending was so dark because of those choices that I made. So I'm hoping that this game doesn't really punish you for engaging in violent activity. Ah, that looks so sick. That aerial takedown was pretty awesome. The dash skill just gives you so much mobility and verticality that it enables you to do some crazy things if you're creative enough. Okay, thought this might have been a secret area, but there's definitely nothing in there, so I'm just gonna head out. Oh, almost got spotted. Just take this guy down. Oh wow, he's gonna spot me. Oh my god. Sometimes I feel as though the enemy AI has 20/20 vision, because the slightest glimpse these guys get of you, they can detect you. It's so ridiculous. The thing with these stealth games is that you've got to be so patient and methodical with your approach. Because the moment you get spotted and, if they raise an alarm, it's game over. And I can tell you guys, this game, it is hard. It's not an easy game. You get spotted very easily and you die almost instantly when the guards hit you. If you're quick enough, you may be able to avoid the attack and leap away, but 90% of the time the guards just kill you because their reflexes are just godlike. Just waiting on that right opportunity to strike without setting off any alarm bells. I'm hoping later on in this game there's going to be some sort of a perk or skill that I can unlock that's going to increase the regen speed of my essence. And I'm hoping this because the light drains your essence so quickly And sometimes you may dash into a situation where you have to take out multiple enemies, and because there's a light source there, it just completely drains your ability to dash away to safety. Your timing has to be so spot on, because the slightest mistake you make and it's game over. Huh. See that question mark over the guard's head? I'm pretty certain he just saw a dead body. So that's another thing you guys need to be mindful of. The AI is very much aware in this game. Okay, so we've completed the first level, no doubt a tutorial level. And just as I suspected, there's a reward for not killing anyone and leaving the enemies undisturbed. As I mentioned earlier, there's no way I'm ever gonna get that reward because I like killing, and I'm sure most of you do in these types of games. But it's good to see that they don't punish you for choosing to kill the enemies. Well, at least for this first level, so that's good so far. The game really does make you feel as though you're this trained and lethal assassin. Just the setting, the sound, they've done a really good job at creating a submersive and believable environment. And again, she just appears, mystically. I'm almost certain that she's gonna try to screw me over at the end. The writing isn't too bad either, because I'm mildly interested in the story and the characters. Okay, this is pretty cool. You use your scrolls to unlock new techniques. I'm also going to assume that these scrolls are probably hidden, and it's not going to be as obvious as this one was to find. Huh, ledge kill. This looks really interesting. Oh, that was just totally sick right there. So I can like create shadows and just blink in on enemies now. That's a really cool skill. I can tell you guys that you definitely want to use a controller with this game if you've got one. You can use your mouse and keyboard, but in my honest opinion, the game plays way better with a controller. The mouse and keyboard, it's just so clunky, and playing with the controller feels much more tight and responsive. I did have an issue earlier with my controller. I was pressing A, and for some reason, nothing was happening. So we've made our way to chapter 2. One thing I can tell you guys is that the multiplayer in this game is amazing, and it is a lot easier when you have another person helping you, so you can coordinate your takedowns. Now, obviously you don't have to do what I'm doing here, killing all the enemies. You can just easily sneak past them and move on to the next section of the game. But you know, where's the fun in that? And there's no challenge in that either. It would have been really awesome if they actually rewarded you for killing all the enemies on the map. One thing I also have to point out is the enemy AI. The developers did a fantastic job with enemy AI. They are quite challenging. My only gripe with it is their line of sight seems to be way too long. And, you know, I honestly believe that their line of sight needs a bit of a nerf. But apart from that, their reaction time, how they respond to certain situations, everything feels very much organic, and it does feel as though they are real enemies and not just computer AI walking around on the level. They do pose a real threat, and you feel as though they are a threat, and this adds to the tension that builds while you play, because there's always that doubt in your mind. If you make a mistake, you're going to be punished severely for it. The game seems to be fairly well optimized as well. I've only had very few issues with frame rate drops, but I can tell you, for most of my playthrough thus far, it has maintained a constant 60 FPS, rarely only dropping into the low 50s. And that's pretty good, with all things considered, especially when you think about so many broken games that's been released on the PC in the past couple months. Oh my god, I almost got spotted. Thank god there was a shadow in front of him. I think there's like 2 more enemies I need to deal with before I can progress. This seems to be an interesting skill, but for some reason I can't select it. I'll have to probably revisit this in a bit. I don't know if this is a bug or if this is intended, but that's really weird. I should be able to unlock one of those skills there. Anywho, I'm just gonna see if I can proceed with dispatching the rest of these enemies. I think I've got 2 more guys to deal with. Another fun fact about this game is it runs off of the Unity engine, and the Unity engine is the preferred engine amongst independent developers and smaller developer teams. Originally, it was designed to run on OS X and was first announced at the Macworld convention, but it has evolved into a powerhouse in gaming. This game right here is a testament to how much this engine has evolved over the years. Don't know where that other guy went. Okay, here he is. Looks like we've got 3 more enemies to go. I will admit the game does create these really intense moments. Huh, that was a close one. Okay, I've managed to infiltrate the building where the animal is being held, and this symbol looks exactly like the symbol on the Raven skill. So I'm probably going to guess here that the animal that I'm going to have to free is a bird, and I can't unlock the skill until I do so. And now that's really cool. I would think that I would be beyond the tutorial phase of the game, but it seems that as you progress, everything that you do sort of aids in you unlocking more of your abilities, and that's a really neat feature. This is one game that I strongly recommend to anyone that's a huge Tenchu fan or a fan of ninja games, stealth ninja games that is. The aerial kills never get old. I can't wait to unlock that skill. Okay, doesn't look like there are any enemies around here, so I can probably jump down. It's safe. Okay, and the bird just flies away. Oh, this is interesting. There's a dead body in front of this guard and he hasn't reacted to it. That is definitely a bug. Gotta follow the raven. Oh wow. You've got to be really quick here, guys, because if you're not, you're definitely gonna fall to your death. And I can tell you guys, water is not your friend in this game. If you come into contact with water, you're gonna die instantly. Got another really cool animated cutscene. Fleshing out some of the backstory, no doubt. Nice. I can finally unlock this skill. This is going to be very useful. I could have swore I saw something glowing. There we go. I'm guessing the skill has a limited range. Oh wow. Again, the guard's line of sight is just so ridiculous. Look at the distance that they just spotted me from. See if I can take this guy. Oh my god. And that right there, my friends, is exactly why you do not want to make any mistakes with these guards. Overall, Aragami is a fun game that is expertly crafted to completely submerge you in its vibrant and dynamic world. It can definitely provide you with a challenge, however, its single-player offering can feel repetitive over time, but this is easily remedied by the game's multiplayer. There are a few frame rate issues and minor bugs, but these are by no means game-breaking and will no doubt be patched out in the future. So, is it worth playing? Well, from what I've played thus far, yes, it's definitely worth your time. Aragami gets a solid 8 out of 10. Thanks for sticking around, guys. If you found this video useful, remember to hit the like button and leave a comment below. Once again, my name is Naga220 and I'll see you at the next episode of Checkpoint.